Hello, friends. Welcome to Storycraft. On this channel, you will enjoy world top stories. Let's view the video. The Iron Brigade, the most feared Union soldiers of the Civil War. Forged in battle, the birth of the Iron Brigade. In the early days of the American Civil War, when the nation was torn apart, a group of soldiers emerged from the Midwest, destined to become one of the most feared units on the battlefield, the Iron Brigade. This was no ordinary brigade. They were hardened men, forged in the fires of relentless training and unbreakable resolve. Their story begins in 1861, when 5 regiments from Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan were brought together to form a single fighting force within the Union Army. What set them apart immediately was not just their courage, but their discipline and fierce loyalty to one another. Unlike many units hastily thrown together at the war's start, the Iron Brigade trained relentlessly in the cold fields of the North, preparing for the brutal confrontations that lay ahead. Their iconic black hardy hats made them instantly recognizable, a symbol of their toughness and refusal to back down. These hats weren't just a fashion statement. They were a warning to their enemies. Wherever the Iron Brigade marched, the Confederate forces knew they faced a unit that fought with a ferocity unmatched by others. The brigade's men were rugged, farmers, miners, and laborers, ordinary citizens transformed into extraordinary soldiers. From the outset, the Iron Brigade earned a reputation for their steadfastness in battle. They didn't just engage, they dominated. Their first test came at the Battle of Brawner's Farm in August 1862, where they held their ground despite overwhelming Confederate attacks. Though they suffered heavy losses, their courage under fire became legendary. It was this moment that proved the Iron Brigade was not a unit to be trifled with. What truly forged them was their unyielding spirit in the face of unimaginable hardship. They endured freezing winters, poor supplies, and the constant threat of death. Yet their morale never wavered. The Iron Brigade's men formed bonds deeper than friendship, brotherhoods that could only be born in the crucible of war. The brigade's nickname, Iron, came not from their armor, but from their unbreakable will. They were iron in heart and spirit. Their legacy would soon be written in the blood and dust of some of the war's most pivotal battles. Black hats and bold hearts, identity and courage on the front lines. The Iron Brigade wasn't just known for their unmatched bravery. Their identity was as bold and striking as their fighting style. The black hardy hats they wore set them apart from other Union regiments and became a symbol of terror for their Confederate foes. These tall, distinctive hats were originally military issue, but the brigade adopted them with pride and transformed them into their trademark. Marching into battle, these black hats made the soldiers appear taller, fiercer, and more intimidating. It was psychological warfare before the first shot was fired. The enemy could see the Iron Brigade coming and feel a chill down their spine. But it wasn't just their appearance that made them legendary. It was the courage and ferocity beneath those hats. The Iron Brigade had a fierce reputation for charging headfirst into danger, refusing to retreat even when outnumbered or outgunned. Their motto might as well have been, "Stand fast, fight hard, and never yield." In every battle, from Antietam to Gettysburg, the Iron Brigade proved time and again that their reputation was well earned. They fought in dense woods, open fields, and muddy ravines, always holding the line no matter the cost. Their fearless charges shattered Confederate lines, turning the tide of battle more than once. What made their courage even more remarkable was their humanity. These men weren't just soldiers, they were brothers who looked out for each other in the chaos of war. Letters home reveal the deep bonds they formed, sharing stories, fears, and dreams, even as death lurked nearby. Their loyalty extended beyond the battlefield, to the families they left behind and the ideals they fought to protect. The black hats became a symbol of their identity, a visible badge of honor that they carried with pride through blood and fire. Each battle scar on a soldier's uniform told a story of sacrifice and bravery, that inspired other Union troops and struck fear into their enemies. In the end, the Iron Brigade was more than just a group of soldiers wearing black hats. They were bold hearts beating as one, a force that changed the course of the Civil War and left a legacy of valor that still echoes through history. Blood and glory at Gettysburg, the brigade's defining moment. The summer of 1863 brought the Iron Brigade to the fields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a battle that would become one of the most famous and brutal in American history. For the Iron Brigade, Gettysburg was more than just a fight. It was a defining moment that would cement their legendary status forever. On July 1st, the first day of battle, the Iron Brigade was positioned on the Union's left flank, tasked with holding the line against a powerful Confederate assault. As Confederate forces advanced, the Iron Brigade met them head-on with unparalleled ferocity. The clash was chaotic and brutal. Musket fire rang out, cannon thundered, and the ground was soaked with the blood of brave men on both sides. The Iron Brigade charged again and again, pushing Confederate troops back despite facing overwhelming numbers. Their black hats bobbed like ominous sentinels in the smoke and dust, a symbol of unyielding strength. Amidst the roar of battle, they became a human wall, refusing to break or retreat. But the cost was staggering. Nearly 60% of the brigade's men were killed, wounded, or captured in a single day. Many of their officers, the very leaders who inspired them to fight with such courage, fell on that battlefield. Their sacrifices were heartbreaking but heroic, a testament to the Iron Brigade's unbreakable spirit. Their stand at Gettysburg bought precious time for Union reinforcements to arrive and helped turn the tide of the war. It was here that the Iron Brigade proved they were not just soldiers, but legends in the making. Their fierce defense shocked the Confederates and inspired the Union Army to press forward. Stories from Gettysburg speak of acts of incredible bravery, soldiers refusing to leave their fallen comrades, medics risking their lives under fire, and the relentless push forward against impossible odds. The Iron Brigade's valor became the heart of Gettysburg's story, a shining beacon of hope amid the bloodshed. The iron in their name was no longer just a metaphor. After Gettysburg, it was undeniable. These men were warriors of steel, forged in the heat of battle and unbreakable, even in the face of devastation. Relentless warriors, tales of valor and sacrifice beyond Gettysburg. The Iron Brigade's legacy is filled with countless stories of grit, bravery, and sacrifice that still inspire today. Their relentless fighting spirit defined them through every campaign, every battle, every heartbreak. At Antietam, the bloodiest single day in American history, the Iron Brigade charged through a maze of fields and woods, facing withering fire. Their fearless advance helped halt the Confederate invasion of the North. Though they took heavy casualties, their determination never faltered. Each soldier in the brigade was known for their toughness, men who fought through pain, fatigue, and despair. Letters home reveal a mix of raw emotion, fear, hope, anger, and a deep longing to return to loved ones. But none spoke of giving up. Instead, they steeled themselves for the next fight, knowing their courage could turn the fate of the nation. One of the most poignant stories is that of Colonel Solomon Meredith, the Iron Brigade's first commander. Despite being wounded multiple times, Meredith returned to lead his men until the very end. His leadership became a symbol of the brigade's unyielding spirit, inspiring soldiers to push beyond their limits. Sacrifice was a constant companion. Families back home mourned as telegrams brought news of deaths and injuries. Yet, even in grief, the Iron Brigade's legacy grew. Stories of fallen heroes were told and retold, fueling the resolve of those still fighting. The brigade's unwavering commitment extended beyond the battlefield. They took pride in their appearance, discipline, and honor. Their black hats, polished boots, and fierce marching style were a declaration. They were proud soldiers, fierce defenders of the Union. Through blood, and tears, the Iron Brigade remained relentless, a steel-willed force that never quit. Their sacrifices helped preserve the Union and end slavery, making their story a cornerstone of American history. Legacy of Steel. How the Iron Brigade changed history. The Iron Brigade's story did not end when the cannons fell silent. Their courage and sacrifice left a lasting mark on history, shaping how future generations remembered the Civil War. They became a symbol of what determination, unity, and bravery could achieve, even against overwhelming odds. Their black hats and iron wills inspired countless soldiers and civilians alike, proving that the fight for freedom demanded both heart and steel. Monuments and memorials now stand where they fought, honoring their memory. Veterans of the brigade shared their stories, passing down the legacy of the Iron Brigade through decades, ensuring the world would never forget the most feared Union soldiers of the Civil War. Their impact goes beyond battles. They helped forge the identity of the United States, reminding the nation that courage and sacrifice could unite a fractured country. The Iron Brigade's legend lives on, a testament to the power of iron will and brotherhood. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel Storycraft for more interesting videos.